Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Thank you so much for this conversation, friend. I'm really excited.
It is our passion and our pleasure. Please proceed.
First, I would like to know how many more Sasani friends are listening to this right now.
At this particular moment, somewhere between 20 and 30 million.
Oh, wow. Can I say hi from the earth? And I love the Sasani family.
Well, you just did.
Awesome. Um, Bashar, I would like to ask about, I recently heard you said in a transmission from some years ago, you were describing the process when you were born on your world.
Yes.
And how you were joined telepathically immediately by everyone and shared and welcome to the world, right?
Yes.
So I would like to know if it's the same process for the hybrid children when they are born.
It hasn't been the same process, but in the future, ultimately, it will be. They are a little bit more physically oriented so that they can relate to your reality and you can relate to them. So for now, they don't exactly experience birth in the way that we do. They experience it a little bit more closely to the way you do, although, of course, there are major differences in that they are genetically produced and nurtured and brought into maturation in a different way. But ultimately, living among you, they will reproduce pretty much the way you reproduce and will continue to reproduce for many, many years to come.
Okay. And so when do they develop their telepathy? As I understand they're very telepathic.
They are already developing their telepathy as they are educated in a variety of endeavors. Their telepathy is part of them and, in a sense, genetically bred into them.
Okay. Wow, that is wonderful. So, expanding on that idea, I was interested in understanding the telepathic link that the children have with their parents,
Yeah.
and how imagination plays a role in this, because I experience a lot of synchronicity with my children.
Yes.
And yeah, sometimes I play games, I bake cookies for them, and I pretend like I'm having an imaginary friend.
Yes, you are helping to give them examples of how things are done on Earth. You are helping as part of the training program so that they can understand how humans on Earth go about doing things in your society. That's part of the program.
Okay. So when I pretend that I'm there with me, sometimes I notice that new energy kind of comes into my imagination and I can tell
Yes.
that I'm being joined by new
Yes.
people.
They're paying attention. It's like they're joining the class.
Okay. Wow. So that was another question that I have. So how could we as parents, as human parents, help them with their development? So keep doing those things.
Yes. Show them how things are done.
Whatever they are excited in the moment, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So another question I have is I've been practicing your lucid dream exercises and I have become way more lucid during the
All
dream
right.
and also in my life.
Yes.
And lately I've been able to have conversations with some beings during the dream time.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank you. And one thing that I asked a few times, where am I? And they said, you are on a city ship.
Yes.
And so I wanted to ask you if that's the same as a mothership and if you could
Yes, basically. It's just a matter of size. It's just a matter of degree. City ships can be motherships. Motherships can be city ships. Sometimes the city ships might be larger than motherships. It just depends, again, on the size, the purpose, how many people are on board at any given moment. So it's just a matter of degree.
Okay. And how do, so do they have pilots specifically for the city ships?
Yes, again, like all our ships, all the way down to the scout ship, up to the mother and city ships, there is usually one or a few beings that are telepathically connected. Because remember, our ships are grown, they are physical, crystallized representations of our own higher minds. And therefore, the city ships can actually be representative of a collective as well. And therefore, a few different beings can, in a sense, function as the pilots of those ships because they are telepathically connected to the higher minds that are included in the collective that is represented by the ship.
Okay. And do they travel from one star to the other in the same way that you have described before by changing the location variable?
Yes.
Okay.
If they want a great jump, yes. Otherwise, by traveling more slowly, again, we just simply take advantage of electromagnetic and gravity energy and things like that to travel more slowly. But going from star to star with a quick jump, yes, it's the same technique that we have described in changing the locational variable in the object.
Okay. And do you have to include in that kind of equation all the frequency of all the beings that are within the ship?
Yes, but the ship does that automatically because
Oh,
remember, it's the higher mind that contains all of those beings. Therefore, the ship takes care of that equation. It would be too complex for the individuals themselves to have to factor all that in. So, the way the ships are designed, the way the consciousness operates, takes care of all of that and includes everyone aboard.
okay. So thank you for that explanation. So when
Yeah.
you mentioned that parents of the children sometimes are taking aboard the ships for just being spending time with the children, does the
Yes.
consciousness of the ship is the one that kind of works with your higher mind to get you on board the ship?
It's connected, yes. There are other techniques going on there too, and other engagements and involvements, but yes, it has to include your vibration in order to allow you to be aboard in the way that you need to be.
Okay. And when we join the ships, are we being taken there physically or is like an astral projection that we do?
It can be either.
Okay. I'm I'm very fascinated with this right now because of all the dreams that I have. Um,
Yes, what you remember as dreams can be representative of having been shifted astrally or even physically. It's just that you only remember them as dreams.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, another question that I have was about mathematics.
Yes.
And our scientists said that mathematics can explain the universe.
In a sense, it can explain the underlying structure of your physical reality. Now, again, we don't necessarily use in our reality mathematical notation in the way that your scientists do. We use geometric configurations to represent similar things. So it's a different language, but it basically represents the same idea that existence can, in its underlying form of expression on different levels, be described by different relationships, mathematically or geometrically speaking, different relationships, different ratios, so on and so forth. You recognize these things in your reality as golden proportions, phi ratios, fractal progressions, and things like that.
Okay, that's the area that I'm most interested about
Yes.
because I'm a designer and I've been studying the pattern creation in nature and then I was just curious if you could with our mathematics if we could understand, for example, I remember you talking about the inside out universe that
Yes.
is completely different. So will the mathematics that we understand eventually help us, let's say, represent mathematically that universe, or that's a
Yes. Yes, it will. It
okay.
can. It's capable of doing so in the terms that you need. Yes.
Okay. So is there anything like the mathematics of consciousness?
Yes, and to some degree, that's actually what we're talking about.
Okay. Okay.
Because consciousness has to express itself in a certain way to be representative of a certain level of reality. So, this is why we say consciousness, as a template underlying physical reality, expresses itself as a tetrahedral structure or a series of them.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know that was an expression of consciousness within our like
Well, everything is an expression of consciousness. It's just that what we're describing now is the way consciousness expresses itself in certain geometric ratios and proportions and relationships. And that translates to an underlying template that expresses itself as tetrahedral structures that are intersecting and embedded with one another in certain ways.
okay.
Some of your quantum physicists are beginning to understand this. They have recently realized that the underlying template beyond and below subatomic levels is actually a tetrahedral structure that they're beginning to realize is actually an expression of a consciousness field.
Okay. That's fascinating. Fascinating.
Oh,
Um,
Anything else?
Yeah, just a few more questions. One is about the your let's say job as a first contact specialist. I'm just
Yeah.
curious about if that is a division in your planet that many people join, and in general, how many Sasani beings work when you're, let's say, you're working with planet Earth right now. So how many beings that have your same, um, let's say, speciality of being a first contact specialist interact with her so that the project can be, I don't know, like accomplished, if that's a like.
At this particular moment, there are 13 first contact specialists from my society that are in some way, shape, or form involved with Earth.
Okay. And that number changes.
It depends.
Okay.
But in my society, again, give or take, there are approximately, right now, approximately 10,000 first contact specialists.
Okay. That is wonderful. And are they all part of the same lineage of your family, or they're different?
No, 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 no.
They don't have to be. Okay.
No.
Yes, perfect. My last question is about a dream that I had recently,
Yeah.
and yeah, I would like to see if you can help me understand a bit more. It was with the Grays. Lately, I've been feeling very strongly connected to the Grays. Many
Yeah.
dreams with them,
Yeah.
but this one was very lucid, and I was inside a structure. I cannot really explain. I know that my brain was having a hard time with this scenario, but there was a being inside the dream that I could access and talk to. And I asked, "Who are you?" And the being said, "I'm not a biological entity. I'm a artificial intelligence consciousness."
Yeah.
And then I saw kind of like a geometric structure of energy and many points of light. And then for each point of light, I saw a gray, and I felt that connection within my own brain. And then a serious being showed up and said, "Relax, kid. That's the hive mind." And then I woke up and I had a headache for the whole day. But I had the feeling of the grace with me the whole day. So I would like.
That's a relatively rare gift to be given a sense and a connection to the idea of the Gray's hive mind. So cherish it. It will serve you in the future.
Okay. Thank you so much, Bashar. That was incredible. I felt like it was a gift, and I really.
It is. And it will serve you well in connecting to other aspects of your own being in the future and integrating these things as you go further into the hybridization agenda with the hybrid children.
So I was accurate on my intuition with the dream.
Yes.
One really quick idea I wanted to ask you. When you're in the future land in our planet, do you think will be of your excitement to wear a Hawaiian t-shirt?
No.
Oh, okay. I had a dream that as a sunny being was wearing one, and it was.
That's because you are blending the idea of myself with the channel, because the idea is that the channel is becoming more his version of me. So you're seeing, no pun intended, a hybrid symbol of both of us.
Oh, okay. That's what happens when someone is channeling. It's becoming a third entity in the process of channeling, right?
Yes. So thank you and good day.
Thank you so much, Bashar. Have a great day.